Hello there everyone! Last week we showed gameplay for the very first time. We also revealed the Holy Roman Empire. And the reception we've gotten has been amazing. It's been a great couple of days. We even had a party here at Raw Power Games where everyone was gathered to watch the show live. And today we're going to give you a closer look into how these battles comes to life and how you as a player will start them. So, to give you a closer look, we joined up by our senior game designer Gareth, who will take you closer into what battles are like in Chronicles Medieval. Welcome, Gareth.
Thank you, Clemens.
Now, let's talk battles.
Let's talk battles. Something that I think is really cool about the battles of the 100 Years' War is that they were not all great clashes of the utmost importance. For every Crecy or every Bannockburn, there were 100 smaller affairs fighting over scraps of land all the way through to these enormous clashes, right, that decided the fate of entire kingdoms. All those possibilities then, they have to exist within our game. Where you are on the map and who you are choosing to battle against matters, right? When it comes to the field you're fighting in, each field needs to support battles of every single scale. It's a really big part of what makes Chronicles Medieval feel like a proper sandbox. The world decides the battlefield, the armies decide the stakes, and you decide how to shape that outcome. So, firstly, let's begin where the player does. Once you've initiated a battle on the exploration map, the command layer kicks in. You're on the precipice of battle in what we are calling battle planning. Inside your deployment zone, laying out your plans and brewing your tactics. This will be very familiar to fans of the RTS genre, and we have one key point of difference. Your army gets deployed into what we are calling battle lines. Battle lines aren't formations as such. There's no prescribed shape an army has to conform to in our game. Each unit carries its own preferences, right? Based on its type and its culture, our deployment system reads those variables and places the units across where they fit best, across the vanguard, the main battle, the rear guard, and the flanks. For example, French heavy cavalry. They're true to the reputation. They gravitate towards the vanguard. They're eager to lead the charge, right? And then we have our English longbowmen. They prefer the flanks, where they have clear lines of sight to bring their legendary longbows to bear. The forces of the Holy Roman Empire then, they prefer a dense vanguard and a dense main battle, presenting a wall of well-drilled, heavily armored men for their enemy to break themselves against. Of course, this is your army, right? And it's yours to do with as you will. As such, the plan is for you to be able to reshape and reposition your army as you see fit during this phase. Setting the rules before the fight. That comes down to two things: how your units think, what shape they fight in, and what you told them to do. How they think is standing orders. The rulebook each unit fights by. If you have ever heard the term standard operating procedure, that's exactly the spirit of it, but in modern military terms. So standing orders tell units how to behave without them waiting for a fresh command from you. Aggressive units, they will seek out and engage anything that moves. Defensive units, they will hold ground and wait. And adaptive is where the system begins to show its depth. So a cavalry unit set to adaptive, that is facing a unit in the shield wall formation, they might switch to wedge on their own and drive a gap into the line because they understand that's the best course of action due to their standing order. So on top of that, initial orders that these will let you script each unit's move. So for example, you could take a cavalry unit and send them flanking off to the left with your initial order, and once they've reached the destination of that order, they will fall back to their standing order and behave accordingly. What shape they fight in then, that's formations, split into two tiers. Base formations, which are line, block, and loose. They are your resting state, the connective tissue between maneuver and impact. It's much easier to move and change direction on the battlefield whilst you're in this formation. But then we have our advanced formations, which are where the system shows its teeth. You have shield wall for infantry. They are holding ground. You have spear wall to delete charging cavalry. Skein for shock cavalry charges, and wedge for, like we said earlier, punching a hole. Each one of these is brutally good at its job and meaningfully quite bad at most others. So Spearwall can barely walk. Skiing gives you one great charge before your mounts are spread out without any deep rows. And timing the charge matters as much as the choice of this formation, because reformation speeds, they will vary. So if you change your mind, it will cost you. The system rewards reading the field ahead of time rather than like constantly micromanaging it or fiddling with it. So now let's talk about when you're done scheming and you hit the big start battle button. Battle phase. You are the commander, of course, but you are also a man with a sword. We drop you into third person the moment the battle begins and your plans unfold. Successfully or unsuccessfully, you can get in among your troops, swing your steel alongside them, or pull back, take the long view and direct the fight, both in the same battle, both in the same minute if you want. You are the heart of your army and they will take their courage from you. So when you commit, your initial orders will fire and units will fall into their standing orders, everything we spoke about earlier. From here, the game is about reading the fight, spotting the moment the flank bends or a standing order stops making any sense. Command mode is there for when you want to step out of the swing of it and give some orders. With a quick press of left control, the camera pedestals up and will frame your character on the field during a moment of slowed time. The world, it doesn't stop per se, but it slows enough to let you think. It's a brief moment to collect your thoughts and influence the battle around you, to issue commands and shape the battle before diving straight back in again. We have two flavors of command. We have global commands, which are army-wide intent. That is advance, hold, fall back, engage, charge, or retreat. A very classical list. They go out as horn calls, and the AI will figure out how each unit carries that command out. You're shaping the battlefield, but you're not micromanaging it. And then we have local commands, which are far more precise. This is you selecting a unit, and you get direct control of it. You can move it, you can send it to a new target, you can set its facing, you can change its standing order and its formation, all of this on the fly. What we're calling the command banner will sit under your cursor at this time, showing you where this order will resolve. And then there's morale. This is where battles are actually won and lost, right? It's the events that usher in the end of battle. Morale will break before bodies do. It was very rare in the time period for large armies to fight till every single man was a corpse, right? They would run home to their wives long before everybody was dead. So,
I get it.
yeah. Every unit moves through 5 states. We have inspired, which is fighting above a baseline. You have confident, which is normal, it's your baseline. You have concerned and wavering, which are your warning lights. They are your window to act, because at the bottom, we hit broken, which triggers a rout. So the unit turns and runs, and it's counted as lost. So 2 units standing side by side can be in completely different states. That's the interesting thing. It's not like an army-wide morale system. It's all down to how each unit is performing in the battle and how the battle is playing out for them. Casualties, charges, flanks, a friendly unit breaking nearby, all of these things drag morale down. And this is where you can really earn your keeps as a pair of boots on the ground. Your headshots, your lance kills, your executions, all of these awesome things push nearby morale higher and can drive a unit back up into inspired or out of wavering. That's the only way you can do it, right? No standing order will do it, no horn call will do it, only you can, by being the kind of lord men want to die for, right? Sometimes a friendly unit on the brink of wavering just needs to see their lord cut down a knight in spectacular fashion in front of them, and the line will hold. Rout and retreat then, they aren't the same. A broken unit routs and it's lost. Retreat is ordered by you or automatically by the game when an army falls below a strength threshold, and retreating units, they will stay in your army. When that threshold hits, a defeat or victory screen appears, but the battle does not end there. It's up to you to keep control. You can cover a withdrawal, chase down routers, slash them in the back, or you can call it an afternoon and everyone and just go home. And that's Chronicles Medieval on the battlefield. Armies that fight like the cultures they come from, units that know their job, and you, a commander who can shape the fight from the back or settle it from the front. Or both, crazy or a roadside scrap. 20 men or 2,000. The field is yours.
And there you have it. That's Battles in Chronicles Medieval. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and thank you, Gareth, for taking the time to walk us through battles.
My pleasure.
We can't wait to show you more about Chronicles Medieval in the months ahead. So be sure to follow our socials and join our Discord if you don't want to miss a beat. But before we wrap things up, we have a little sneak peek lined up for you. As you might know, Lars Mikkelsen is portraying Johannes Gutenberg in Chronicles Medieval. Our long-term vision is for Gutenberg to accompany the players throughout the entire life story, narrating their journey from birth to death. Sort of being the pen of Gutenberg, writing your personal chronicle. For early access, his role will be a bit more focused. Players will encounter Gutenberg, for instance, when creating their character. And to showcase that, here's a little sneak peek. Enjoy, and we'll see you in the near future. Take care.
Here we go. First, the essentials. Where did you draw your first breath? Britain, where English tongues now rival French? France, bleeding but proud? Or the Holy Roman Empire, that patchwork of princes and powers? I see how fate dealt your cards. In the Holy Roman Empire, such birth means everything, or nothing.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
One in the bank.
Do we not want to? Are we happy with all of the sections?
I mean,
Just to
I
just
will.
doing a defocused.
I think that for
and,
the next one, the live stream,
roll
we
credits
will
on or
just
whatever.